Hey guys, this is Travis from The Bucket, and I'm going to be doing a review of The Place Beyond the Pines, a movie where Ryan Gosling goes from a badass stuntman who wears a scorpion jacket to a badass stuntman who wears a sleeveless Metallica t-shirt with pajama bottoms. So, The Place Beyond the Pines stars Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper, Eva Mendes, and Dane DeHaan. And essentially, the movie revolves around no one really. It's a 3-act story that has kind of a butterfly effect to it. Essentially, Ryan Gosling plays a stuntman who does like motorcycle stunts for carnivals. And he recently finds out that he has a child with Eva Mendes who never told him about it or anything like that. And so he decides to try to make ends meet with this, lady and her son, and quit the circus and quit the carnivals and start robbing banks to provide for them. Bradley Cooper also stars as a rookie cop in New York who is once a kind of an event that changes his life essentially presents itself. Everyone sees him as a hero from the outside. On the inside, he feels terrible about what he did. He feels like an absolute villain. And because of this, you will see the people in and around him. His father is a big important person in the state of New York. And people start to treat him differently and want to, I guess, use him in ways that can better themselves. This is a spoiler-free review, and that's really hard to do with this one. Dane DeHaan is the kid from Chronicle. He's also going to be in the new Spider-Man movie. He plays a troubled teenager. And he plays that so well. I mean, he looks like a messed up kid. I mean, you can tell, like, when you look at him, he can play a really messed up person very, very well. And he does that extremely well in this one. Now, throughout the whole movie, it's pretty grounded realism-wise. There are scenes to where Ryan Gosling, when he's robbing these banks, he's weaving in and out of traffic, going through the woods. And the camera is right here. I mean, it looks like they were sitting on the handlebars of his motorcycle and filming it. And I mean, it's really him doing all these stunts, weaving in and out, and the camera's shaking back and forth and stuff. And it looks really, really cool. And I mean, the scenes with the police officers, with Bradley Cooper, you just get a strong feeling that that's really what it's like for police officers in New York, and even police officers, everywhere. Now, things take a bit of a weird turn when it comes to this troubled teenagers part. I think they took a couple liberties with their realism, and it almost becomes kind of like a surreal, third of the movie, to where things are a little far-fetched. I mean, they could still happen, given the circumstances in the movie, which I will not spoil for you. There's a scene, though, the one scene in this movie that really hit me the most was during this part with the young teenager. And it's one of the few movies in the theaters that can make me cry. I mean, just one little tear roll down. And it was so good. If you're at all a fan of crime movies or bank heist movies or Ryan Gosling or any type of drama or a thriller, definitely be sure to check out The Place Beyond the Pines. I mean, it looks great. The acting is fantastic. I mean, it's some of Ryan Gosling's best work. And I noticed that he's been playing these, strong, silent type roles in the past couple movies, more specifically with Drive and The Place Beyond the Pines, and the upcoming film Only God Forgives. Very, very similar qualities between his character in this movie named Luke and Driver in the movie Drive. They're both kind of have their own reasons to do things, their own motives that aren't fully explained. They more leave it up to the viewer to decide what they want out of life. They both are these kind of stuntmen who are a bit of womanizers, I guess. Ryan Gosling's character is nicknamed the Heartthrob, and he's got a tattoo that goes right along his neck that says the Heartthrob. And he plays kind of a redneck in this movie, you know, a little bit. He plays a character who hangs out in a trailer with John Daggett from The Dark Knight Rises. I don't know the actor's name, that's just the character that he plays. And there's some scenes in that particular part of the movie that are just mind-blowing. I mean, they look great. They feel like, it feels like someone set up a camera and just recorded two people having a conversation. There's no like over-the-top effects. I mean, I don't think there is a single special effect in the movie that I could tell. But from there, I mean, it's not a big Hollywood blockbuster. I mean, it's a personal, I won't say it's an indie film, but you can tell that a lot of effort was put into this to making these characters relatable, their situations relatable, and just giving the audience, you know, something to... One thing I didn't really care for too much about The Place Beyond the Pines is about halfway through the movie, you will start to meet a couple of other police officer characters, one of whom is Ray Liotta. And you never really find out who they are or why they're there in the story, or how they know Bradley Cooper at all. And they all go away really fast. They're in the movie for maybe 10-15 minutes. And the movie's pretty long. It's about 2 hours. And after that, they just kind of disappear. I definitely found myself enjoying this movie. It's one of those few movies to where I saw it once. I knew very, very little about it. I knew the cast, and that was pretty much about it. And it's definitely something that I'm going to see again before it comes out on Blu-ray, just in the theaters. Especially lately with Evil Dead, and now The Place Beyond the Pines. Those are definitely movies that I would go see a couple times. I mean, I've seen Evil Dead already, and if you haven't seen that review, check that out. But it was just a great movie. I mean, like I said, it's one of those few movies that it wasn't some cheesy gimmick or anything like that really brought emotion to me, but just every act in the movie had something that I enjoyed about it immensely. I mean, like I said, the easiest way to equivalent it would be like the butterfly effect, to where this happens, because of this, two other things happen, and from there it just kind of spirals beyond anyone else's control. And just the setup is great. I mean, you can see the third act coming a little bit, but even so, it was still just fantastic. I loved it. With that, I would give this film 4.5 out of 5 buckets. If this is your first time watching, which is my first video, be sure to check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/bucketmovies. And yeah, thanks for watching.